And I was leaving here the other night.
The last Sunday salvage sale at the CCC, and I had a good haul. I got Rosie and Lindsay's bike here under the cardboard and the purple one. But I bought this little bike, I bought a few frames, and when I get home we'll go through it all. And there's bags and bags and bags of bits. I spent like 90 bucks, no, 60 and 40, I spent 100 bucks. Worth it. So I hit the last community cycling center Sunday salvage sales. It is very sad. I used to love the Sunday salvage sales before I owned a shop, even though it seemed like I was more scrap metal than usable parts back then. But since I reopened it a month or two ago, it's been really fun going. And, scoring some good deals on some usable parts, and flipping some stuff, and building some stuff, and trading some stuff, and it's just fun. And this last one was no exception. It was the best one I've ever done. I got some serious scores, and we're going to walk through them. So when I walked up, I actually got there early. I usually get there on time, and it turns out it's an hour late, so I got there an hour early. And Carl said, don't start going through stuff, everybody always does before. So I went through stuff a little bit. I might have said a few things aside, but tried not to. Just pretending like I wasn't. And I waited until it was really time to start. And I definitely missed a few deals, like always. One of my friends got a 26-inch wheel set. The rims might have been dead or something, but it had nice XTR hubs with some dirt on. He wiped them off. I was like, oh shit, some nice, like 9-speed XTR hubs. So good score for him. The first thing I saw was a frame that was there a couple of times ago. They won 50 bucks for, which is outrageous. They kind of ask too much money for a lot of stuff, but they kind of get it, so they can. They got a whole shop to run, so I don't blame them. Sometimes you got to do that. So I was like, yeah, this is the last one, and it's never going to sell for that. Is the price tag still on? I was like, no, it's going. So I grabbed it. It is not light. I doubt it's a super high-end one. The headset's kind of cheap steel headset. Apparently it's got a repaint, which doesn't look very good, and some decals, and they tried to lug line it. Maybe some chips under the paint, so I don't think it was a particularly good job, and it's chipping off everywhere. It's probably a rattle can. But first glance, it's bright red and looks good, and it's lugged and has horizontal dropouts, so I can make it a single speed real easy if I want. Or build it up with some parts. It's got a chrome fork crown, so it's kind of cool at first glance. And originally I thought about buying it if the paint was this nice and original, and it was for 27-inch wheels. I would have, probably, ironically. But it's not. I didn't get these at the Sunday salvage sales, but at the swap meet last weekend, I got some black Sagino single speed cranks. Got some black seat posts. I don't know if I have one for the size. This is a lower end bike. It's probably 28.6 or even smaller. If I can find a black seat post that fits. I think I got some black dual pivot brakes. When I was over digging through my stash house, my storage, I was like, all I need is some black wheels for this project. I totally forgot. This summer, at a garage sale, I bought a whole crappy bike because it had nice Originate single-speed black wheels on it. And it had some long-reach Tektros I wanted. So I didn't get these at the salvage, but I grabbed them from a friend's house in the storage. And, I figure we'll check them out. Oh, would you look at that? This looks good. So this bike might be getting a black build. Maybe some black and chrome, single speed. Pretty fun. Okay, so just had to check that out. God, it's even my size. About a 57. 55, 57, 55 again. A nice tall bike with a shorter top tube. This is what people like. So, well, it's not for recessed nut, which all the brakes I have are. See, bikes are always a problem like that. Yeah, get an idea of what you want to build in your head, and then finding a frame that's all the right things, man. Of course, I could drill this out and put the rear on the front, put the front on the rear with the nut. Could do that whole fun setup. So, we have projects, we will play. That was the first thing. And of course I'm digging through all the parts bins, and we'll go through all that too. But I'll show you some other things. Another frame I saw, and this frame had a note on it as well. The note says, Salvage cross-threaded fixed cup replacement fork. So this is a cool RBT, Bridgestone touring bike, so probably from the 90s. Someone has replaced the fork, so that's a little sad. But I mean, it's got a single eyelet and lawyer lips and candy bosses. Maybe I'll dig around for a cooler fork-crowned fork, candy bosses, and an actual touring fork, all the stuff, we'll see. But as the note said, it's got a crossed threaded BB cup. So this cup's in all the way and it's in real crooked. So what I'll try and do is see if I can get that cup out, see if it doesn't destroy the threads, and I'll run English tap through. These threads are so fine and so big and so shallow, people think they're destroyed. They're barely threads at all. So if you run the new threads through, it'll push and shove the metal back over. It's almost unnoticeable, and if you can tighten in your BB, it's probably good forever. If they're totally dead, you can always get this thing red hot with a torch and melt some brass in, and then retap the threads. I've done that on a few bikes, and they'll be fine. I've done it for like friends or customers. I've never done it on a bike I'm going to sell, but we'll take a look and see, because this bike's pretty cool. If I can save this BB. I don't have taps and facers and all that stuff anymore, but I still do have friends that do. My old business partner and my wheel builder has one of my old sets, so I can go bug them. So this bike's like a 55, like a 57 top tube. What the hell are you guys doing to me? I might call it a 55 or 56, but it's cool. Old RBT2, too small for me, but it could be a cool project if it's savable. So, $3. Yeah, I know. Because it's all messed up, it's going to be a big project. Probably a bigger waste of time than anything, but who knows. And it's got a set of down tube little shifter boss converters. I mean, that's worth 15 or 20 bucks right there. So, we'll play with this dirty old turd. Check this weird thing out. Schwinn Latour GS. I'm guessing from the 8-speed Sora. God, that might be 9-speed Sora. Oh, it might be 9-speed Sora. Still guess this is from like the mid-2000s or something, 10 or 15 years old. It's got a set of Tektro 358s. These are a good brake. They're medium reach. They're nice for a lot of conversions and for older bikes and stuff. So I kind of want it for that. You know, it's got some FSA cranks that the outer and the inner ring don't look dead. The middle one kind of does, but they're just cheap, whatever. I probably have a ring. It's got pedals, which are probably junk and no one cares about, but oh, they look nice. Maybe someone will care. And it's got probably 9-speed shifters. So yeah, I mean, he won 15 bucks for it, which is probably the least valuable of all the bikes. But you know, I want these brakes, and I was looking at a set on eBay, and the only set on eBay the guy wants $49 for used. It's crazy. Sick Forte saddle. It's all foamy and cushy and got some reflectors. I put on my commuter bike. Yeah, 15 bucks, parts bike, whatever. I mean, it is so complete if one were so inclined. A wheel set and a rear derailleur. Someone could build this road bike up. But it probably won't be worth as much money as you have to put into it to make it happen. So, more fun for parts for me. Do we want to see what size this seat post is? I mean, everything's 27.2 nowadays, but maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be something weird. Bro, does seat posts need to be this long? Really, guys? Just buy bikes that fit. You're a dick. Wishful thinking. Nope, it's 27.2. Pro Max. So tall. So seat post. So Schwinn road tuned. I mean, it'd be kind of fun to keep for a vintage Schwinn build. That happened to take 27.2 Paramount to build the cheap parts. And then at the very end, the last thing, something I kind of spied and it's like, oh, it's kind of nice. So after I went in and paid for everything else, because this bike had a note that said 150 bucks, and we're all making fun of that quite a bit for a while. We're like, that's ridiculous. Salvage sale, 150 bucks. Like, everyone kept saying, well, it's got nice Rolf wheels. I'm like, yeah, maybe. I mean, they looked concave to me, but now I'm looking at them and touching them, they look pretty flat. Probably hold up a little straight edge or something. Well, they do look pretty flat. I really thought it was toast. Alright, now the wheels might be alright. And it's got brand new tires. Maybe 150 wasn't totally ridiculous, but you know, it looks goofy and the chain's off. And the weirdest thing about this bike, if you hadn't noticed yet, small wheels, 650C. So it's a little wheeled bike, weird stuff. I don't even think it's that small of a frame. Why people do stuff like use giant wheels or tiny wheels on bikes that are proportionate, I'll never understand. And it's like a 50. I guess it's kind of small. 50 squared, I mean, yeah, okay, maybe. But it looks so huge. It's got so much seat post showing and this super upright stem. Whoever had it last was definitely way too big for it. But it's got 9-speed Shimano 105 silver stuff. It's got the matching brakes, matching cranks, matching derailleurs. There's rear derailleurs, a long cage too, which I love because it came with the triples. It'd be cool if it had matching hubs, but maybe someone will want 650C Rolf Vector wheels. Maybe the wheels will be straight and savable. Oh, it's got the matching flight deck shifters, so and maybe more or less seem to work. Chain's kind of in the way. But pretty cool. I'm not going to try and save it. I know I probably should. Maybe this bike's worth some money. I'm going to put the frame and fork up and the wheels for sale on eBay and see if it makes anyone's day. Solves any short person's problems, but you know, they can build it up whatever they want. It's got a titanium Terry butterfly seat. Maybe I'll put this one on my Terry. It's a little bit torn, but I can super glue that. It's going to go on my Dura Ace beater bike. So that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so I paid for everything else. Everything else is a total of $60 whole. And then talked him down to $40 on this because he knew it would not move. And it would just be more shit to deal with and never sell. They don't sell it cheap anyways. So $40. So $40 is a good deal. I can make my money back easy if any of these parts actually sell. You know, make it worth my while, double or triple my money. If any of them sell. Mostly it's just gonna be a headache. But some little salsa bars. This is a popular bar, a little Moto Ace. This is short and shallow. Super upright stem. Someone will want that on eBay for something. Real ugly dumb seat posts. But cool. Also, not a part of the Sunday salvage sales, but something I bought a while ago. This is a bike I was chasing. I've been meaning to make this my project bike for like 6 months or a year or something, but other things keep coming up. This little Trek 520 touring bike with all original Dior DX bits. It's got everything. It had like a Italian bar and stem on it I took off. As you can see, it hasn't been ridden in a while. The cables and housing are not doing so awesome. But I got like a Nitto 260 stem. I got some Velo Orange Grand Rando bars. Just clean this thing up and overhaul it, and hopefully everything's pretty much savable. And put that bar and stem on it, and a better seat post and saddle, and new tires, and new chain and cassette. And hopefully make this thing awesome, and call it a day and be able to sell it as overhauled. The paint is a little scruffy, so I have been considering whether to... It's not a crack, it's just some grease. Have been considering whether to repaint this bike or not. And the clearance and the stays and the forward crown are really wide. If I repaint this bike, if I still own my shop, and I bought this bike for $75 after chasing it for months and months and months, I probably would do a full conversion on it, so I'm considering doing it now. Mark's like, come out and use the shop. By conversion, I mean sweating off the candy bosses and moving them down to 650B. Add the pump peg. You know, maybe add a third set of touring bottle bosses. It's already got lowrider mounts. It's already got eyelets. I mean, if I was going to If I was going to do a bunch of frame mods, I'd probably repaint it, so maybe I'd get a different fork with a cooler crown, double eyelets, all that kind of stuff. So right now it's kind of like a sport touring, maybe even kind of a rando bike. So maybe I'll go nuts. Maybe I'll leave it alone. A little rust isn't such a big deal. Cute and vintage and Dior DX. I still gotta check and see if these wheels are good, if this bike's even really that savable. Hopefully it is. So I brought it home too, and this will probably be the next project we start on after I finish this video. So here are my real scores from the old Sunday salvage sale. Let's party. See what we got. So digging around, there's some big old giant bins full of trash, mostly dead stuff and completely broken things, and had one whole giant bin of handlebars, and I was digging and digging and digging. You know, I wasn't gonna get these Ritchie Pro Biomax triple butted T7075. This bar is light as shit. I feel like someone will want it, or maybe I'll want it on some cool builds, some more modern-y stuff, and it's real wide in like perfect condition, and for a normal size, not 31/8 clamp, so we can still make stuff kind of cool. One Velo Orange bar, not a bar I'm a huge fan of, but it says Velo Orange right on it, and it's upright, it's old, and it's in pretty good shape, really. This is like some tape residue and stuff, and it's the ones made for bar end shifters or bar end brake levers. I think it's like the oversized bar. It's got some shims in there, probably for the bar end brake levers. So I don't know, cool for a single speed. Some of those inverse levers, I seem to always have some lying around. Grabbed this bar because someone else found it and held it up, and then didn't buy it. My friend Dumpster Dave. But it's a Nitto Olympiad, you know, B115, except it doesn't have the B on it, so maybe a little more modern. But it has this uprighty generic black stem, which I didn't care about, but I was too lazy to really take it off. It's so chewed up. I was trying to get one of these shifters free, but they're tight. So it's got some Shimano light action thummies. The bars are Nitto in 44, which is a nice wide size for a road droppy. Not compatible with Dura Ace rear derailleur, so it's probably 8-speed then, if it says that. And it's got some Crane Creek scuffy levers with a split hood. I might get $5 for them, and you know, I might get 20 or 30 for these shifters. This bar is cool. It's not bent. I'm super in. Nitto Olympiad 44. You only see these things in like 40, maybe 42. This one I think is a little bit bigger. In the bottom of the trash bin, I found this Shimano 105 Holotech Road Double. Probably, the outer ring looks a little worn, and the inner one somehow shockingly magically is only minorly worn. So that's pretty cool. Nothing special, but 172.5 is my favorite size. I only ride square taper, but maybe I'll ride these, because maybe I can match them with that parts group off the other one out there, and do a road double front as a 1x and use that long cage rear derailleur. And the matching brakes, because I'll probably use a thummy or something. You know, I never use old Brifters. I sell them. They're cool or whatever. I guess I don't care about them at all. Only roadies care about that stuff. Another set of these cheap, generic, slightly scruffy, silver 175, like mountainy triple cranks. I got a set of these last time and got $20 for them on eBay. So, you know, it's worth the $2 I paid for them at salvage weight prices or whatever by the pound, and you know, the 2 minutes it'll take to rub them down. It's got some rings on them. The rings do not look dead. They look like rip-off FSA rings, 48 tooth outer and probably like a 36 inner. So that's cool. In 110, 36 110 and all black, not ramped and pinned. That's a nice ring. I've in my old age and wisdom, I've stopped riding 42s and 44s and 46s. Even though I have a 44 on my rando bike, it's too big. And really am enjoying my 36 tooth on on my Schwinn, my nothing special Schwinn. So suddenly I'm interested in these 36 tooth rings, which I used to think were only middles and uninteresting. Got one shift cable and a bag. I was thinking it was new because that's the correct new old stock bag, and it doesn't look used or trimmed. Maybe it is. But it's a French round barrel head style shift cable. I guess long enough, or at least for a front. And some dead turd old shift cable. No one cares about that. Ooh, there was a soldering kit. I think he charged me $5 for it because no one cares about old soldering kits anymore. But sometimes you dynamo wiring, one of these is good. But really, for a lot of modern bags and plastics and things, it's easier to get the soldering gun hot and melt yourself a little bolt hole if you're mounting a decalier or, you know, mounting a D-ring or mounting something. Than just try and drill it out or mess with that nylon. Like, these are perfect for like Swift Industries bags. Like, I use these all the time to melt decalier holes into. Found another one of these strong seat posts. They're really light. It's only a little bit scuffy, but it's Sunday salvage prices, and it's 27.0, which is a size a lot of Japanese bikes are, the higher end ones, and they only have a few seat posts in, and it's so light. Had to grab it. There are two nice stems, both. Oh no, this one has it. This is a weird, shorter Technomic. It's a regular size, but still says Technomic, but it's a little older. It's got the old style wedge. And it's not in terrible shape, and it has the bolt. There's a tall Technomic. You know, it's also a little scruffy. God, it looks like they got vice clamps on the inside of this. I don't know. It's missing the bolt, but I probably have an extra bolt lying around out of an SR stem or something that looks exactly the same. It'll work. 25.4, it says right on it. So nice of you. This one's stamped 26. God, it's a little scuffy, and 26.0. Maybe this would be tight for that little Trek 520 build. When I went in to pay for all this stuff, the CCC always posts some new scores they have that they're selling for cheap and come and get. And they had something I'm desperate for, which are these Velo Orange locking skewers in silver. And these are new old stock, clearly, because the price is $16. I think they're $21 now or something. But Velo Orange has been out of these for like a year, and I like to use them on everything. Sunlight sells the exact same one, but in black, so I bought a few of those. I put them in the Nothing Special Schwinn. So that is exciting. Some other companies, like Direct from Taiwan, used to sell them in like orange and red, and I used to buy those too, but I haven't seen those in years either. They also had another VO water bottle cage that matches one I already have for projects, and I have a pair. Maybe this stuff will be cool for the little Trek 520 as well. Second bag. So most of this is also found in the scrap bin. I really had to dig through. It's a 110 Sagino 52 ring in like perfect condition because no one ever uses these or needs them. No shifting marks on the back. This is nice. Hopefully it'll make someone's day. This has a little wear, but not that much. It's Shimano 9-speed 39 tooth for like a 130 BCD, which is perfect size for doing a lot of one-bys and old road cranks. It's got a kind of a gray finish I usually wouldn't care about, but now I'm doing more mixing and matching of silvers and blacks and stuff in. There's one bin of just brakes, and so I grabbed some. Here's kind of a polishy, brighty, no numbered Tektro, but it's a little bit more medium-y reach than just a short reach. It was all complete with the barrel adjuster and everything. It doesn't have a nut, but whatever. So I grabbed it. I think it's just a single mismatch. This I was excited about, so I bought that 10-speed Tiagra group recently. I'm trying to think what I want to put it on, and I kind of wanted the option of doing it on a road bike, and I was looking at some of these, and these are like $40-50 a piece used on eBay. It looks like it's got one wrong bolt, but that's not too big of a deal. But otherwise they're complete. They might have mismatched nuts, but whatever. The main thing is they're like the 4700 Tiagra in pretty good shape, other than being a little goofy, with reusable pad holders, which is super cool. And it's a front, and it's a rear, and it's a set, and I think they'll clean up really nice, and they'll match that 10-speed flat bar group I have, so this will be kind of a lot cooler if I modify a vintage bike into 10-speed flat bar all gray Tiagra. Found a single Shimano 600. It was like probably a front with a very interesting bolt. What is that, tie or something? It looks really light and weird. God, this might be a tie bolt. I have to stick a magnet on that or something. Could be stainless, but it seems way too light. So that's really cool. That's worth more than I paid for all these brakes combined. Found another mismatched front little short reachy road Tektro brake, a 530. It's got the barrel adjuster. It's got nice silver reusable holders. I mean, you know, it's worth its weight just for that stuff. And I found this. Campagnolo brakes. I'm going to have to look it up. I think these are early 80s, but they're not record. I think these might be Cobalt brakes, which were gorgeous and had like a little blue stone off the check. It might be something totally different. Might be Triumph for Victory or something. They are missing the barrel adjusters, which is a huge bummer. Because honestly, brakes are worth the barrel adjusters. The brakes would be $35, or the barrel adjusters by themselves would be $35. So they're worth very little without. But recently, people have been buying brakes, missing parts for a little bit of money if they're something cool. They have extra barrel adjusters, or maybe they're willing to steal some barrel adjusters off some Tektro brakes or something. But they're in really good shape other than that, and they don't have their recess nuts. But not worth CCC's time to deal with, but you know, I get 20 or 30 bucks that pair. I'd be real happy because I only paid like $1. A single Cane Creek rear brake, but it's got the barrel adjuster, it's got reusable holders, it's got all the correct hardware. Maybe it'll go on something. Ooh, what else? Oh, a single Shimano, like 6-speed 105 rear. I feel like I might have an extra front to this already. But it's in good shape. No one cares about old 105 stuff at all, which is a shame because it's light and it's high quality and it works great. Digging around at the bottom, I found this pair of Grand Comp brake levers. Totally cool. Missing the logo off one, but they're not very scuffy at all. They don't have hoods. You know, hoods are 15 or 20 bucks. Grand Comp remakes the hoods for these. They're great. No one's going to care. I'll probably sit around and put them on something. Found this XT derailleur. I was all excited for a second, but it looks mangled. Wait, am I wrong? Oh, I thought it was mangled. I think this little piece of housing was just sitting crooked, making me think it was mangled. I'm gonna have to try it on something. But I bought it because the pulleys are like brand new. It's not scuffy, so it's like even if it's mangled, you know, I'll just steal the pulleys out of it and the barrel adjuster and stuff. Maybe the bolts because they're not rusty. But God, it might be. It might be straight. I think the little plastic caps are just making me think it wasn't. That's cool. So it is missing the washer and the little nut here. God, I wouldn't have thought it was mangled. Maybe I would have dug a little bit more. But, you know, I can steal those off of something that is mangled. Also found a Dior DX derailleur. The anode's a little failed. It's a little dark and gray. It's got the correct bolt. And no one cares about DX except for me, but I've been doing a lot of bikes with the DX stuff. So, you know, it feels real nice. There's no play in the pivots. Looks real straight. The pulleys aren't too worn. It's all hardware and barrel adjusters. So I grabbed it in case we need it for that Trek 520, in case its old rear derailleur is totally worn out. Or, you know, it's nice to have long cage derailleurs around. Like, it's barely scuffy. The logo is great. Some other guy was there who watches my videos. He walked up and said, "Hey, Star Michael," and I thought I looked familiar. I was like, "Oh, hey, dude, how's it going?" And then he's like, "Haha, just joking. I watch your videos." And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." He's like, "I watch all your videos." The BMX guy doesn't know much about road stuff, so it's like cool to be learning. And he was collecting all these cool stops, but I'd already grabbed this set. Otherwise, I would have just given it to him. It was already in my pile somewhere. But this is a nice set of cool stop with brand new pads. So the wear line on, haven't been sanded, never been on a bike. All the hardware, used holders, but it's a matching set. It's like already in this little bag, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll grab them. He said I wasn't going to watch this video because he was there watching me get all my scores live while he was scoring. He got a cool little Redline BMX-y bike, some stuff. He helped me dig out some stuff. Like these cranks I found in the bottom. I think he actually dug them out, and I was like, oh, I'll take those if you don't. They're cool. Sagino GP Scruffy 170 cranks. I think they had the pedals on. He only wanted the pedals. It was either this one or a different set. One of the flat BMX style pedals, and he dug them off and gave me these. But looks like it's 110/74. The little ring looks a little dirty, but like 90% life. The outer ring's a 50. It looks like 99% life. Chainring bolts are rusty, and the middle ring is a giant weird one. I mean, it's probably, half alive. It's too dirty to see what it is, but I'll pull it apart and clean it up. I like old silver cranks. These would be great for that Centurion too, if I make an all silver fixed gear conversion thing. Like, these would be perfect cranks for us. A little scuffy. Ooh, another brake. Oh, here's another generic silver Tektro rear brake. I wonder if this matches. Ooh, it might. I didn't even realize that this was a matchy set and all complete. That's cool. So matchy, kind of shorty, medium-y, all silver, all hardware. Barrel adjusters is just missing the one recessed nut, but I got bags and bags of those. All silver. Cool, man. I'll definitely use that on a project. I mean, they're matchy, they're not that scuffy, they got all the parts. I found a single, and believe me, I dug. I was hoping. Like 8-speed era Dior XT, all original candy brake. Just a single one. With all the hardware and everything. Missing the one bolt. I was looking around to see if I could find it, but I didn't. But I don't know. This could make someone's day on eBay if they lost theirs or just lost the hardware. One more real dirty crank set from the bottom of the pile. Just a cheap, nothing special Sakai, 110/70 crank set. It's not dead. It's a little dark. It's a little later. But it's got cool black chain rings that are... The inner one's not totally dead. The bolts look good. The inner one's a 28. The middle ring's a 40, and it's a little worn, but it's not super bad, especially using the outside as a single speed ring. The outer one's a 50, no one's going to care about, but it's cool having stuff. Maybe I'll turn one of them into a bash guard or something, or maybe I'll just put them on the internet for $20. Someone will want them. I mean, they probably weigh like 3.5 pounds, or 50 cents a pound. It's pretty cheap. Ooh, here's a good score. I dug through this hardware bin. I did find what I believe is a Pedros 4-prong BMX freewheel removal tool. I didn't have one of these. And so this is going to make my life way better. And it's like a really old one. It's totally cool. I love freewheel tools. Hoard them. You never know when you have to work on an old bike and it's got something wing nutty. One little bag of bolts that all look to be like Canty bolts. So why not have these? I'm finding Cantys all the time missing a single bolt. I'll put them in with all the rest of my saved Canty bolts I'll probably never use. Lol. Got a single down tube cable stop. This is great. It's the right hand side. I use these all the time when I do one buys. So it's nice to have one of these because I keep piling up just the left. So every once in a while I'll do a one buy with on the left side because the housing will, come and do a crisscross applesauce thing. But they pile up, so now I got a matching pair. Just another one for a one buy. Couple of stem caps. I found a 1-inch FSA stem cap. Pretty cool. I believe this is the 1.1/8 generic black one. But I'd like to make a light mount with the stem cap and a big spacer way someday when I find some extra spacers. So I might show that trick with a couple of these. Found a generic Problem Solvers clamp on 32 millimeters. Do not over tighten. So it's 31/8. So it's for like oversized down tubes or top tubes. And it's got 2 cable stops in it. So you can kind of use these on a bike without the right cable stops instead of using something like this. Kind of handy once in a while for customers' bikes. I've never used them on my own bikes because they're ugly. Here's some old, longer stainless bolts with some spacers on them. So this is like for some fender kits or get your fenders up around your disc brake or something. And come back and bolt on. It's always good to have spacers. And then I grabbed a random handful of hardware. I was digging through the hardware. I don't know why. Mostly because I have one nice barrel adjuster. It looks like maybe a Shimano 105 barrel adjuster or something. A candy bolt boss. Some other random bolts that were just in my hand. I was like, you know, you never know. I did need a slightly longer than normal M5. And this is like the normal one. They come with like those Origin 8 light mounts I keep using. The stock bolt is for like going right into threads, and I like to put them through something, then put a nut in the backside, so I need a little bit longer. So I got one a little bit longer. I mean, the cost of this is probably 25 cents, and this would have been like $1.15 going to the hardware store. So got me a little bolt for the next one of those. Very exciting. So that's my weird scores. You think this 2 bags and those 3 frames were worth $60? Think the other bike was worth $40? Hopefully. So just weird Sunday salvage stuff. Just random junk for selling and for hopefully some future projects for selling or for writing. Cool stuff, man. So thanks for watching.